Welcome back to From Fear to Fun, the podcast where we explore how to transform medical encounters with children from moments of fear into opportunities for fun, with connection, confidence, and cooperation. I'm so glad that you are here. Today we explore how to grant status to children and their parents, not through hierarchy or authority, but through presence, preparation, and body language that says, "You matter." Status is one of the deepest human needs. Children feel it, parents feel it. Status is granted when a person feels that they are seen, their needs are understood, and their presence has value. For children, the core question coming to the hospital is, will it hurt? For parents, on the other hand, the core question is, will this work? Will the doctor be able to examine my child? Granting status means addressing both needs before a single instrument is touched. So status begins before the consultation even starts. I personally prepare my clinic by reading the referral letter, understanding the main question of the appointment, and memorizing the child's first name and the family name. I then meet the family in the waiting area. All these steps already show them that I give them status. They came to see me. It's only fair, in my point of view, that I meet them halfway. This preparation allows me to treat them personally, confident and respectfully, and that alone elevates their status. Children read body language far more than words. To grant status to a child, I meet them at eye level. For adults, this is natural. For children, it requires effort. Crouching down, lowering myself, make myself smaller. The message is simple. I see you, I respect you, and you are safe. The same principle applies, for example, on a ward. If a patient is lying in the bed, you could consider sitting beside them and give them a meeting on an eye level, because meeting on eye level grants them dignity. In my experience, children respond powerfully to hearing their own name. When I call a child by their first name and wave from a distance, I give them time to observe me, space to approach me at their own pace, and control over the moment of contact. This waving at a child is not decoration, it is a signal. And I'm signaling, I'm friendly, I'm open, I'm not a threat. Every gesture, smile, posture, tone must communicate safety here. In my experience, most children walk towards me when I call them. They choose the speed. They choose how far they dare to go, and this autonomy reduces fear. I, on the other hand, maintain my smile, repeat their name gently, and offer my hand for a handshake. The handshake is not about formality, it is about equality. So what do you do when a child hesitates? Some children stop at a specific distance. Some hide behind a parent's leg. Granting status here means staying crouched down, acknowledging their hesitation, and giving them time. Also, you could consider saying out loud that it's okay for them to check you out first. Sometimes I play a brief hide and seek around the parent's leg. A playful signal that says, "Look, she is odd. Maybe I need more information to see whether I'm safe here or not." And as we have discussed earlier on, being odd pushes the brain away from fear into curiosity. It also signals you are allowed to take your time. Often the child sighs as a physical release of tension and their body softens. So what about the children who really show signs of fear? If I sense fear, I address it immediately. And the biggest fear of the child is, will it hurt? So I say, I see that you are afraid, but actually I don't have needles. I only have an ear television. And the one thing that happens here is that you're going to be able to see your ears and be able to show off your ears to mommy or daddy. This reassurance only works if it's true, and I must be able to keep that promise. By naming their fear, I meet their need for certainty. So fear decreases and status rises. Another particular category of patients are teenagers. So what about teenagers? Teenagers do live between two identities. They are not children, but they're also not adults. Teenagers are terrified about the idea of losing face, so they hold on as long as they can to be cool. So again, I take the low path and say, actually, unfortunately, you have come to the least cool doctor in the whole hospital. This honesty usually earns a smile, and then I speak directly to the teenager, not to their parents. And this grants them status as the primary partner in their own care. While I show you that I'm focusing on the child's needs and the child's behavior and the teenager first, you might wonder, what about the parents? During the first moments of greeting, I almost ignore the parents. Not out of disrespect, but because the child must be my first connection. And on the other hand, this approach answers the parents' biggest worry: will this work? Because when they see their child relax in the interaction with me, they relax as well. Some even crouch down beside the young child, joining us into the moment. Before we then leave together the waiting area, I greet the parents by name and invite them in as well. By then, the child is usually walking happily beside me into my examination room. In a nutshell, status is granted by meeting the child at eye level, calling them by name, offering friendly, non-threatening gestures, granting them time and autonomy, addressing their fears honestly, focusing on them before turning to the parents. Status is not about hierarchy, it is about dignity. And when the child feels dignified, they feel safe, and cooperation becomes possible. Thanks for listening to From Fear to Fun. Next time, we will take a closer look at the need for certainty and how we can provide that. Until then, remain curious, offer connection, and keep moving from fear to fun.